Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now. You call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time, 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack. Now to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
All right, good morning. Good morning. 7 minutes past the hour. I got one runny nose. I got one nose. I got one nostril that's driving me nuts all day. I cannot stop this one nostril from, I'm not sick. I'm out of my mind. I'm not sick though. I'm nuts, but I'm not sick. Not even kinda. By the way, I'm TJ. Hi, good morning. This is Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormack, on the Red Apple audio networks all around the United States of America and around the world, all over the place. And so kind of got this weird one nostril thing going. And yes, nice. That's gross. That's gross. That's gross. But yes, that's kind of me. What the hell was that? And I've been using, I don't know if you guys have bumped into this thing called the boom boom stick. You can write your own jokes. You can go right ahead. You can go right ahead. Write all the jokes you want about the boom boom stick. Yeah, my wife found a boom boom stick, ended our marriage. 1-800-848-9222. Yeah, no, it's called a boom boom stick. And it's like, it's an inhaler stick on steroids, on like Uber Zoom, on like, it's the boom boom stick. And this thing just, goodness gracious. I think the backstory on, I think it was a Shark Tank item. I think it was a Shark Tank item. Yeah. I think there's actually a commercial where like those Shark Tank people are like, woo, and all that. And it really does, woofa. It really does blow your sinuses wide open on like the first thing. But my thing, it does actually do a good job of drying it out. Anyway, this one running now all day, all night, Miss Marianne, sitting by the seaside, sifting sand. Yeah. So I'm just kind of all over the place this morning. I really am. And for the last couple of weeks, last Saturday morning, we had the breaking news out of Venezuela. And then then last Sunday morning was all the fallout from Venezuela. Yesterday morning was all Minneapolis and Minnesota. So this morning, Sunday morning, this is the Lord's Day. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. So really, let's do our very best to just kick it wide open. And just, pretty much for the most part, if you've got something that's a burning desire, if you've got a pebble in your shoe about something, if you have a bee in your bonnet that you really just want, and I mean like literally, and this isn't, I come armed with many copious notes and that's them right there. With many copious notes for things to talk about. I've got 8 billion things scribbled here. So I'm not being desperate. I'm not saying let's talk about anything. I'm saying I'd love to hear what's on your mind genuinely. What's cooking in your cranium? 1-800-848-9222. To seed the clouds, to whet your appetite. A few things, cooking for sure. I don't know if it moves your needle. Bob Weir, the guy from the Grateful Dead, passed away. One of the, original Grateful Dead dudes passed. I'm not really much of a This is almost like when somebody of the opposite, party passes away and people go, well, even though we, disagreed on many things. I hate that, by the way. Either express your condolences or don't. But anyway, so I'm not a massive I'm not a Grateful Dead fan at all, but I know their body of work was just prolific and massive. So, that's a pretty big deal. Does that pretty much put the kibosh on the Grateful Dead? I mean, is that it? He's like it. Wasn't he the last one, the only one alive or something? So I don't know. That's one little thing. Great football game last night. Oh my God. Bears and Packers. Great too. Really nice seeing a classic, old school, original NFL matchup. Old school, original NFL right? OG in a great freezing cold Chicago stadium on natural grass. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. On natural grass. Down to the wire, exciting, nail biting, great stuff. I mean, it was just, if you didn't see it, the Dolphins won. Sorry. If you didn't see it, the Bears, beat the Packers, and, it was, I mean, it went down to like the final 7 seconds. The Packers had the ball on like the 30, something like that. And, an odd scramble, at the end. And then, that kid Love, the quarterback, for the Packers, let it fly, and it kind of flew right into the arms of a, waiting Chicago Bears defender. But anyway, so yeah, way cool to see a classic matchup in a classic setting with the breath coming out. That's one thing. I tell you what, man, I do miss that. Those, great NFL films. That's something I've got to watch. I got to go back on YouTube and watch some great NFL. The Green Bay Packers led out onto the field. And correct me if I'm wrong, each team did they have their own music? Like, did the Raiders have music? No, they didn't. No, it was just that overall NFL films music. Yeah. That stuff was so great. That is great. I know Tony's going to go looking. I know they're going to go looking for that stuff. Yeah, that was actually the music I was just doing was the Major League Baseball. Like what was that? Every Saturday they did, this week in baseball. Dun, 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 dun. That's what that was. NFL films was, well, I know Tony will find some. We'll play some of that NFL films music, coming up. 1-800-848-9222. But yeah, so, you know, what else? What else is cooking? It is, my anniversary. It's my 28th wedding anniversary today, the 11th of January. And, yeah, we didn't pick the 11th of January to get married. We got married. My wife, as most everybody who's a regular knows, my wife's from England, and we were living in Florida at the time. And, we knew that she wanted, you know, of course, a legal immigrant. She was a legal immigrant. And we wanted her to be able to get her working papers and eventually a green card as soon as possible, you know, legally. And, so what we did was, in anticipation of a big, proper, fantastic, lovely, formal wedding, we popped out to Las Vegas and we got married. And Mark wants to talk about my nostril. All right. That is so funny. So on, January 8th or 9th or 10th of, 1998, we popped out to Las Vegas. When Las Vegas was still hanging in there and was still Las Vegas, we went out to Vegas. We stayed at the Sahara when the Sahara was still the Sahara. We got married at the Little White Wedding Chapel. My wife wore a leopard print mini dress and matching jacket and black tights. And my beautiful British dancer was absolutely stunning, gorgeous. I wore a Sinatra-like, suit, I believe it was, I don't wear black anymore. I don't wear black. Black shoes. Occasionally a black belt, but I don't wear black. But I wore a black suit that night and a silver tie. So it was definitely Sinatra-esque. And, we got married at the Little White Wedding Chapel, not by Elvis. And my best buddy at the time, an illusionist on cruise ships. I was still a stand-up working on Carnival Cruise Lines. My buddy was my best man, and his wife, his assistant, and a showgirl in her own right and a great dancer. She was the maid of honor. And their little girl was the flower girl. And so, yeah, and then we had our wedding dinner at the Golden Nugget. Book your wedding dinners now at the Golden Nugget, Las Vegas. And that was back in the day, I believe, when Steve Wynn owned the Golden Nugget and was like really making his bones there. Anyway, did all that. And what was really cool too was I had my biggest winning streak on blackjack of my entire life that night. Paid for the whole thing. Paid for the hotel, basically paid for the trip. That's how good the run was on blackjack at the Sahara. While Andy was getting ready, while she was getting ready upstairs, I played enough blackjack and won enough to pay for the whole shapoopy. How's that? So yeah. So anyway, so that was 28 years ago. Good Lord. And here's the sad part. So, or the interesting part. So we never had a formal wedding. This has got to be something we've got to do for like our 30th or something. We never had the proper wedding. It really sucks. My beautiful, beautiful bride has never actually worn a bridal gown. Is that what that's called? A bride's dress, a bride's gown, whatever you call it. She never wore it. Not sure that she would have been able to wear white. But anyway, if white is the rule, if white is the traditional, I think she could have worn, and she'd tell you this, she could have worn multiple polka dots with rainbows and, bullseyes all over it. Anyway, never had the formal wedding because, she was also a recording artist eventually. We moved to Los Angeles and she was a recording artist and they were about to tour internationally and she had to get in her group, her pop group, and she had to get her, visas all sorted. And in anticipation of trying to get her green card, she couldn't leave the country. And we were going to get married in England and we had to put it all off so that she could tour with her pop group, with her girl group, I-5, with NSYNC. Actually, she went on tour with NSYNC. So yeah. So my poor wifey, my gorgeous, gorgeous British twirly, as we call dancers in England, never had a formal wedding. Doesn't that suck? Poor girl. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that she never had one. Ugh, really tough. Anyway, all right. So 1-800-848-9222. Plenty to throw out there on the table for us to discuss, including my one nostril. And we'll talk to Mark when we come back. And all y'all, Bill, Sean, Jacqueline, everybody hang right there. We're going to take our first little break of the morning. And then we'll come back and we'll talk to everyone right here on Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormack, on the Red Apple Audio Networks. Stay right there.
All night long, this is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack, 77 WABC. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
1-800-848-9222. Let's go to Bill in New Jersey. Good morning, Bill. Welcome to Another Side of Midnight.
How are you, sir? And happy anniversary to you and your wife.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm a lucky guy. I'm truly blessed this girl is still with me. So thank you very much. I'm very grateful.
That's right. That's right. So I think your topic was what irks you.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So the thing that irks me is I will pull into a common convenience parking lot, whatever, liquor store, whatever, and everyone is so entitled that they need to park right on the in the fire zone.
Oh.
Meanwhile, there's 30 wide open parking spots.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the fire zone is designated there for a safety reason.
Yep.
But everyone just seems to be so entitled that they can park there, put their flashers on, whatever,
right.
What have you. And then, but the whole parking lot is empty.
Yep, parking lot's
I can see if the parking lot was full.
Yeah.
I gotta go in and get my pizza, but
sure,
the parking lot is empty.
I tell you, Bill, you bring up a great can of worms kind of subject, because the parking lot, the universal parking lot, the royal parking lot, the parking lot of life, right? The subject of the parking lot is the site of many irritations, right? You've got people in the fire zone like you're talking about, right? And a lot of times that's a dude and he pulls up and he's he either drops off the wife, lets her run in, or people abandon their car. They actually park there. Like you said, they'll put the flashers on as if that's that makes it any better. But then also, what else is in the parking lot? You got the people who don't return their shopping carts. Now, it's one thing, don't return the shopping cart. That's annoying. That's irritating enough. But the people who leave the shopping cart in the parking space.
Oh my God.
Right? That's enough to make
that's a double entendre. You're
Yeah. Yeah. It's enough to make you want to commit a crime. That is one of those. And what gets me too is, Bill, is when people leave push the shopping cart to the end or to the side of the parking space, as if that makes it any better. That renders that parking space pretty much unusable.
Yeah.
Right?
You remember when we were kids and they used to have the American Indian with the, don't pollute, and he would
the tear.
They need to bring that back, because this generation, nobody cares.
Nope.
How about do the right thing?
Yep.
Put your cart back.
That's it.
Don't park in that area, because there might be a fire. You might be blocking the handicap zone.
right.
Just do the right thing. And I just find this society now, no one gives a rat's.
Yeah, I got you. A rat's patoot. Yeah, no, you're right. It's, and it takes 35 seconds. It takes 35 seconds to do the right thing, to your point, Bill. And that 35 seconds is going to save somebody else, 10 minutes of irritation or more. It really, that's what I try to teach my daughters is, just take that extra couple of moments to do something the right way, to do the right thing, to do the neighborly thing. And the other thing in a parking lot is when people don't let you back out of your parking space when people don't actually look where they're going and look back over their shoulder to back out of. I almost always, or when somebody takes away my pull through, when you want to be able to pull through two spaces. And somebody, and I'll shut up, but here's here's the other one, Bill, is the person with the fancy car or the clunker who parks diagonally just simply because they don't want somebody parking next to them.
Oh yeah. That's,
Let me ask you this, Bill. Have you ever left a note for somebody? Have you ever done that? Have you ever left a note on somebody's windshield for doing something jerky?
You know what? I'm not that crazy per se. But,
I am.
People,
yes.
Hold on.
Go, baby. Go.
I've heard a story where the guy has wire tires. I mean, those industrial wire.
Oh, yeah. The hubcaps, the fancy. Yeah.
No. The zip tires. The zip ties.
Oh, zip ties.
Industrial.
Okay.
And he will, if someone parks like a jerk.
Yeah.
He will take all the shopping carts and zip tie them to the sides of their door.
I love it. That is magnificent.
And then you can't these are industrial strength zip ties, so you need you can't use a scissor.
You need wire cutters.
Yes. So you park like a jerk.
Yeah.
This guy is over there. There's two things on each side of the door.
Wow. Whoever that dude is my hero. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for calling up, man. Thank you for going. And again, it's a can of worms thing. I am that kind of crazy. I am that kind of nuts. About 2 months ago, I came back from doing a TV, some TV news. And it was an evening thing, actually. And I was dressed up. I was wearing a suit. It was summertime, so I didn't have it was a few months ago. It was a nice night, so I didn't have an overcoat or anything. But I had a suit on, and I had parked at a train station, taken the train into Manhattan. And I came back to my car later that evening, and this subhuman had parked I honestly don't know how they got that close to my car without touching my car. I mean, they were so directly next to my car that I was so concerned that like damage had been done. And this was like a drunk person or something who had just slammed into my car and eventually just got out and walked away. Didn't even know what they had done. That wasn't the case, which made it more fascinating. They didn't actually make contact with my vehicle, but they were so close. So I had to do that thing where I climb in, and my car, I mean, there's no more bench seats, right? Everything's bucket seats in the front these days, right? It's not like you can go in the passenger side on most cars these days and just slide over. You gotta climb, and you gotta do it like a dainty ballerina. And so I got into my car. So I get in, actually, before I got it, when I realized what I had to do, I stopped, I went to the trunk, got out a notepad, and I wrote a note, and it was something along the lines of, you jerk, you absolute infantile son of a boom, and blankety boom, how dare you, take a look at that, blah. And I am so nuts that I put it in the windshield, and then I thought better of it. And I went back and I said, I don't like how I wrote that. And I wrote a different version of the note. And I actually cursed a lot. And then I said, well, you know what? I don't want to be a cute, but they don't know who I am. But I want this to be a teachable moment. I don't want to just curse them out. I don't want to be as bad as them. I want to be better than them. So I wrote a third version of the note. So I go back and I write a third version of a scolding note to a stranger who parked too close to my car. And then I realized that I had misspelled something and I ran out of room towards it. So I had to write a fourth version of this letter. I am so out of my mind that I can't just write, nice parking job, jerk. I have to write if I could have had ChatGPT write it, I would have done that. Anyway, I finally get the note that I'm happy with. I settle on the language. I get the note into the windshield wiper on the offending car. I climb over, and I've got New York City all over my shoes. I got New York City. I got Manhattan filth all over my shoes. So I get into the passenger side, and I take off my shoes because I don't want to brush my New York City filthy shoes. I don't want to brush them against, because I'm not that limber. I work out every single day, but I don't stretch. I'm not limber. Okay. As rubber bands go, I'm that really, 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 I'm like a hair tie, like one of the really tight, that's what I am. That's how stretchy I am. I am not limber at all. So I took off my shoes in the passenger seat so that I could climb over and not risk getting New York City street germs on the shift and on the gear shift or on the dashboard or something like that, or on the seat, God forbid. So I take off my damn shoes, I climb over, and then because I don't like the sensation of driving with no shoes on, I can't do that. Even in the summertime, I'd be a bad beach bum. I'd be a very, very bad surfer dude. I just can't drive barefoot. So I reach back over and I have to now put my shoes back on. So go through all that palaver. And I was able to, thank God, the other side of my car, there was no car there. If there had been another car, I don't know if I could have maneuvered out. I start to nose out because I was backed into the space. I start to nose out of the parking space, and all of a sudden, the offending vehicle that was parked so close to me, the lights blink and the doors unlock. And I'm like, oh, they're here. I was like, this is fantastic. They're here. And I'm like, damn it. I want the note back. So I look around and I don't see anybody. And I realize they're walking from somewhere else in the parking car. So I pull the car away. I jump out of the car. And I grab the note out of I'm literally out of my mind. I grabbed the note and my shoes are untied. Okay. That I had put back on. So I'm scurrying, but mindful of the fact that I don't want to trip over my shoelaces, right? So I grabbed the note out of the windshield because now I'm going to have my chance. And as I'm running back into my car, I'm like, damn it. What if this is like a big, huge dude that I don't want to be like shouting at? I'm going to end up keeping my mouth shut. There won't be a note to virtually yell at this guy, and I'll have just screwed myself out of any satisfaction whatsoever. Well, that didn't happen. It was two college girls. Two college girls come walking up to the car, and in typical TJ fashion, having every bit of rationale on my side, I was 100% correct. They were 100% wrong. And by the way, I don't know how. And it couldn't have been two of them. Because there's no way one of them got out of the passenger side of that car. So it must have just been one who was there to pick up her friend or something. Anyway, all right, too many details. Sorry. Anyway, they come walking towards the car. I'm now like in the middle of the parking structure in my car. I put the window down, and the best that I could come up with as she's walking to her car, the best that I could, and I am a talking professional. I am a professional talker, as evidenced by the fact that all I do is talk to you people. The best I could come up with to start was, is this your car? As she's walking to the car and opening it, I open with, is this your car? Moron. Dopey, dopey, dopey moron. I'm as dopey as the Democrats that vote for Tim Walz. I'm as dopey as every Democrat that voted for Kamala. And she goes, yeah. And I said, do you have any idea what I just went through to get into my... I blew it. I totally blew it. I should have just shouted at her. Instead, I asked a question. I made myself seem pathetic. Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get it to I totally, completely, I should have just read my note. I should have just said, excuse me, I have something to read to you. Cause at least with that, I had it was the fourth draft. But off the top of my head, I don't know. Cause you know what it was? I was disarmed because it was like a college girl. What am I going to do? I'm going to yell. I'm going to shout at somebody else's daughter. Yeah. And she was, I don't know, pretty good looking. So I was a little taken aback by that as well. Good looking women can get away with anything. Anyway, Sean in Rockland County, line 2. Sean in Rockland County, line 2. Good morning, Sean. Welcome to Another Side of Midnight.
Hi, TJ, and congratulations on your anniversary.
Thank you.
And this audience loves you, and that's all that matters.
You're very kind.
Who cares where they park their car?
Thank you.
I used to tell people, you know what you do? You buy a real old car, and then you don't care how you get out of the spot.
Amen.
But first thing is first, and you don't have to answer this, but your wife's from Liverpool. Is she an ethnic Irish or she's English?
They don't identify as such, but she's ethnic Irish.
Okay.
Her maiden name was Murphy.
Okay, I got it.
And and on her side of the family, there's McCoys and a few others, and they were involved in the Rising in Ireland in the fight for the revolution. They were in 1917. They were rebels.
Right. Very, very tough Irish men and lady came out at that time period.
Indeed.
And, that's why I don't like Churchill too much. He did bad things to the Irish. First, but here, the things that really rev me up. First of all,
yes,
everybody should have a map of the United States, a nice, colorful one. Put it somewhere you could look at it and say to yourself when you look at it, do you want to give this away? Do you believe, how beautiful Michigan is? Michigan is basically surrounded by water. It's got beachfront property. Well, in the Midwest, it's got beachfront property, and you're going to give this away, and it's going to go away because Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Communist China are pouring billions of dollars into America to change America forever. That means our freedom is gone. People don't talk about Southern California, Plano, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Tampa, Florida, New York, Chicago, Philly, and my original hometown of Beantown. I'm from Boston.
Yeah, okay.
And we're losing all of it, and we're losing all of that stuff. And I just have to emphasize that you can talk about this guy Fauci. I call him a Keebler elf. Also Pelosi. You can talk about them and Soros, but they're not the ones who are pouring billions in. It's the Saudi Arabians, Qatar, and China's communists, and we're the ones who built them up. We built this Frankenstein monster up, and they're destroying us. And I just want people to understand that because it's disgusting. But I want to leave on a lighter note.
Yes.
You took your wedding picture dressed like Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Now you're a comedian. You're a legitimate comedian, funny dude.
Thank you.
But Sinatra wore the fedora. But the mark of a great comedian is the derby. A lot of people in the audience love the Little Rascals. Stymie would wear a derby. It was given to him by Stan
Laurel. Yes.
Yes. And Curly in that famous scene from the movies, in the movie when he's being interrogated, he's up at the witness stand and the DA goes to him, hey, you have some vernacular. And Curly goes, that's not a vernacular, it's a derby.
I do own a bowler. I do own a bowler. I do own a derby hat. I own one that I got it in London at Lock & Co. Hatters. They're the hat makers that actually invented the bowler hat, the derby.
Get the other callers on. I'm going to go park the car.
All right. Go park the car in the yard. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Sean. All right. When we come back, we'll talk to Jacqueline and we'll get to Mark and Chris and Eddie. Oh, Eddie in Babylon. Good stuff. Okay. It's got some advice for the old schnoz. All right, gang. It's 46 minutes past the hour. We're talking about really, and this is fun. This is fun. Sunday morning, late Saturday night, talk radio. What's on your mind? I have ideas and notes and sketches and bits and characters to do. There's so much. Oh, we can do shtick. We can do shtick with the megaphone, and we can say, "Oh no, put that there." Oh. We can do any of that. So we can do, okay. Or we can just talk. I'm right now opting for the latter. And anytime you use a ladder, you ask somebody to hold it for you. So I'm asking you, the audience, my dear family, to hold me on that ladder. Steady that ladder. It's a rickety one. But TJ, the ladder is spelled Latte. No, I know. Former and ladder. But we pronounce it ladder, and so I went with the metaphor of, okay. 1-800-848-9222. We're talking about really anything. And what did kind of kick it off was the idea of parking lots. Classic talk radio stuff. Irritations and things that grind your gears, and a lot of stuff in parking lots, man. I mean, that is just one place where fights, my God. I mean, right? If you had a dime for every time you saw a fight in a parking lot, you know, or at least a whole lot of fist shaking and anger. Maron. Okay. We'll be right back. We're going to take our quarter of the hour break right here on the Red Apple Audio Networks. It's Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormack. Stay right there.
All night long. This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack. 77 WABC. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
Good morning, gang. It is Sunday, January 11th. And I know that because, yes, it is my wedding anniversary. 28 years. This poor girl, poor girl. And, as was just mentioned, by trade, I was a stand-up comic for a long time. And Conan O'Brien was, in the news, over the last 24 hours or so. He made some comments over at Oxford University. And he's a Harvard guy, Harvard Lampoon, which is their sort of comedy publication there. Whatever. It's 2/3 of the Saturday Night Live writing staff and most talk show writing staffs come from the Harvard Lampoon universe, the family tree there. Anyway, Conan O'Brien made a hell of a point. I figured I'd throw this out there while we're talking about earthing. Conan O'Brien is from page 6 in the New York Post. Conan O'Brien says that comics who give in to their rage about President Donald Trump have, quote, lost their best tool to fight against him. I agree. The late night legend, 62. Is he a late night legend? I think he's a late night stalwart. Carson's a late night legend. Letterman is a late night legend who went from funny to leftist curmudgeon. So disappointed in what David Letterman became. It's so brutal to end up loathing your former hero, you know? Anyway, so he was at Oxford University earlier last week, and he said, some comics go the route of, I'm just going to say F Trump all the time. Or that's their comedy. Their comedy is F Trump all the time. And he says, now a little bit, you're being co-opted. He explained, I think now you've put down your best weapon, which is being funny, and you've exchanged it for anger. He added, quote, that person or any person like that will say, well, things are too serious now. I don't need to be funny. And Conan says, I think, well, if you're a comedian, you always need to be funny. You just have to find a way. And I agree. If your thing is being funny, right? And you host a comedy late night talk show, or if you are a stand-up doing a stand-up set. Well, I think really actually, this really is pretty much the late night talk show hosts. The Kimmels and the Colberts and all of them. If your whole thing becomes a 6-minute F Trump monologue every night, where's the funny? And I guess what Conan is saying, what I agree with, is if you come out through those curtains and you do 7 minutes of actual comedy that makes fun of, that takes Trump to task and makes fun of his administration. Okay, if it's funny, well then Bob's your uncle. There you go. You got it. And that's how you can really take down political people that you disagree with, or bad people, or whatever. And again, the best example of that, and no, I am not comparing Trump to this. As a matter of fact, I would never do that. I think it's stupid and offensive. But my point is, Mel Brooks, a World War II veteran, and of the time where of the era where he worked with, knew Holocaust survivors. He decided he was going to make his life's work to diminish and bring down Nazis and Hitler in the best way he knew possible, and that was to make fun of them. Hence the producers, hence Springtime for Hitler and all that stuff. And Mel Brooks has made a fantastic, magnificent career, a lot of which has been spent making fun of Nazis and Hitler and making millions of dollars for himself doing it. Magnificent. 1-800-848-9222. And let's go to Jacqueline in Brooklyn. Jacqueline, good morning to you.
And good morning once again to you, TJ.
Hi.
I want to also wish you and your bride a happy anniversary.
Thank you. God bless her. Thank you. She's very patient.
And I wanted to add something to what you spoke about yesterday morning, because I had already called you. I couldn't call back again.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm.
And you had mentioned something that had occurred with a very good friend of yours, commenting about something that you posted in regard to the woman in Minneapolis that was killed, and the comparison between the way some people reacted to the murder of Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
And you asked if anyone had a similar type of encounter or experience.
Right, where a friend criticizes you, takes you down, and puts you down, or accuses you. Yes.
And I did have an experience in October, and it was due to the New York City mayoral election.
Okay.
And two people that I had become very good friends with over the past 3 to 5 years. They pretty much disrespected me and my opinion, and quite honestly, the deep dive into the polls and the inaccuracy of those polls.
Right.
And then, because they wanted their 15 seconds of fame on the radio, they basically disparaged what I had to say. And one of them even put me in a category as what they described as cult followers of Curtis.
Wow.
So I thought, at the beginning of the new year, I was going to have harsher words for your friend. But sometimes the beginning of the year is a good time to purge of things that no longer fit in our life. And I did that in October with these two individuals. It was my choice to purge them out of my circle of friends because I felt disrespected. And I said, why do we have friends? We have friends because we share similar ideas with them. We value their opinions. There's mutual respect. And if none of that is there, then what's the purpose of being friends with them?
Jacqueline, do me a favor. Hold on. You're, I think, the first person I've ever held over through the news. Would you hang on? I hope you will, because I want to keep talking to you. And yes. All right, gang. We're on a roll. It's another side of midnight. Me, TJ, gonna come back, finish up with Jacqueline, and we'll talk to everyone else on the phones here on the Red Apple Audio Network's Another Side of Midnight. We'll be right back.
It's Another Side of Midnight, 77 WABC. This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack. Now to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
Good morning, gang. Good morning, morning, family. And we are going to pick up where we left off. We're talking about a bunch of stuff.
Wait a minute. Hold on, TJ.
Yes, sir.
This is from me and Bill and to your lovely wife, Andrea, since you've been talking about you've been married for 28 years.
Yeah.
We have two songs that we want to dedicate to the McCormacks. Here's the first one.
All right. You guys.
since that year ago. Glad that you're still here, 'cause I love you so.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Pour a cheerful toast and fill it, happy anniversary. But be careful you don't spill it, happy anniversary. Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
That's from me and Bill to your lovely wife, Andrea. Hope you guys see another 28 more years.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Dude. Thank you, dudes. You are the best. Happy anniversary. Man, there's a lot of love in this joint. I tell you what, man, we have truly bonded, me and these two fellas. Thank you very much, guys. That was all perfect. Pitch perfect for us here. Awesome. Nice. Great stuff. Lovely, lovely. They know how much I love this girl. They hear me. Well, you guys all, the whole family here on the show, you guys at home and these fellas here, you guys know that, there's a big backstory to the fact that we're still married. The stuff that this girl put up with and, saved my life in the process. And, if not for her, I'd either be dead or, be either finishing up or still in the midst of some absolute would have happened, some sort of prison sentence or something terrible, a bad accident, something along the way. I'd still be in a hospital somewhere. Anyway, that was not to be. God had a plan. So thank you, fellas. And thank you, Andy. Great girl. Let's get over to another great girl. Let's get back to Jacqueline, because we were talking about last night or yesterday morning. I talked about the fact that, there was a meme on social media where it said, a lot of the same people that are concerned and talking about this woman, who was shot and killed in Minneapolis and, decrying her murder. They're saying murder, but bemoaning her death, where a lot of those people were cheering quietly or outwardly, actively cheering for the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And I put that meme, I've reshared that meme on Instagram a couple of days ago, and a very dear buddy of mine sent me a note and said, "Oh, are you one of those people cheering this thing?" In other words, am I, as he accused me of cheering the death of this woman in Minneapolis. I was like, Jesus. I was like, what, are you kidding me? And then we had a back and forth, and I posted it. It's still up there on X. I did a redacted screenshot of my conversation with my buddy. And I asked everybody if they can relate to this. Have you been called out by a friend? Has a dear friend who otherwise knows you very well, have you been accused of being a jerk by somebody who really should know better? And Jacqueline called up to say that she dealt with that. So Jack, exactly how close are these people, or well, actually, did you purge yourself of these so-called friends?
I did, and we had become very good friends very quickly, in one case with one of them over the past 3 years, and the other friend over the past 5 years. I mean, we spent holidays together, we spent birthdays together.
Really?
Both friends actually went out of their way to help me on several occasions when I was in need of their help. And, then to have this situation occur with them, and I never thought that I would be one of those people that would be in a situation over something political, like this Trump derangement syndrome. And I never thought I would be the person to, separate myself from the situation and from the company of these other people, whether they be family members or friends.
Right.
And here I was, and I said, I spent hours with both of these people, explaining to them, because I did a very deep dive excuse me, into the so-called polls with regard to this mayoral election.
Right.
And the information wasn't easy to find. You really had to dig and dig and dig.
Yeah.
And I literally spent hours on the phone with them explaining to them because they were being swayed by these inaccurate polls.
Right.
And I said, you're both far more intelligent than that. And let me explain to you what I found. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion and their own decision, but then to turn that around on me and try to convince me that I was wrong and there was something wrong with my thinking, and then for one of them to go to the extreme of putting me in a category of what they labeled cult followers of Curtis's because of our support for him.
Right.
I said I had to look at the situation and I had to reevaluate and I had to say, these are not people that I consider friends. They're not people that I want to have in my life and spend time with and associate with. And I even had another mutual friend of the three of ours try to smooth things over, and I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm completely done, and I am very comfortable with my decision.
You're still happy with it. You're still happy with your decision,
Yeah, and I felt if I'm not, what is a friendship? If I'm not going to be respected by these so-called friends,
right?
And what is their friendship worth to me?
Yeah, that's it. See, now this guy is, I'm not ready to do that. I am ready to sort of, and I guess it's sort of, it's organically sort of everything's on hold. Like, we would normally, once, twice, 3 times a year get together and have dinner with the wives and like another couple, it'd be like 6 of us at dinner, that kind of thing. That all seems to be certainly on hold for the moment. I don't know if I'm ready to purge this dude. He's been a very good friend for a very long time. We know each other sort of passively going all the way back to high school. So there's like and a lot of mutual friends and all that. So I don't know if I'm ready to, I know I'm not. I'm not ready to purge, but I've definitely put this relationship in suspended animation. Now, here's the wrinkle too, Jack. And I'll put this out to everybody. Here's the one thing, and I've got to drop this dime on myself. Okay. This is, I believe, part of the deal here. This guy now this is me guessing because he's never said anything to me, but it'll be 2 years this spring. 2 years ago this spring, this guy had a heart event. I don't know if it was a heart attack or if he had heart failure, but he had one of those like widowmaker things. He had like a thing, and I don't know if it was a heart attack, but he had a heart thing. And he was, he had a near death experience. And I never did. Now I was in touch and I was contacting, but I had selfishly sort of an adverse, sort of a panicky kind of thing where I kind of stayed away. I didn't want to intrude, and I didn't think he was having visitors. And initially I wanted to go see him, but his wife said, we're not taking any visitors right now, which I think is kind of standard. But there never was a follow up down the road. I hadn't seen him since he had this heart issue. And so I don't know if that is playing a role in him sort of, and he's Irish like I'm Irish. And as we've said a few times on this show, Italians have vendettas. The Irish hold a grudge. And here's the thing. If this guy is holding a grudge because I didn't visit during his heart attack recovery, he should say something. and get it out on the table. If it's a non-issue, it's a non-issue, and it's just in my own guilt trip. It's my own conscience. But that is something that I didn't mention when I first brought this up. And I want to put it out there because I want to be as intellectually honest as possible. There is this sort of elephant in the room. So I don't know. I don't know if he's got something on me that has nothing to do with politics.
Well, but it's like any relationship, whether it's platonic or romantic, communication is the key.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that you should purge your friendship with this person.
Right.
But, you know, that was a pretty underhanded thing for him to say, in my opinion.
Yeah, asking if I'm cheering for this woman being shot. I mean, that, you know, meanwhile, it's Democrats that are actually cheering it because it's Democrats who they needed a body and they got one.
Yeah. And I just wanted to add one thing with Tony and Bill. That was absolutely adorable.
Wasn't that sweet? These guys.
And it, like they say, like the saying goes, behind every successful man is a strong woman.
Indeed. She is tough as she would say, she's tough as old boots. And she's gorgeous. Oh my God, is my wife gorgeous? Oh, she's gorgeous. Jacqueline, thank you so much. I'm glad you stuck around. I wanted to make sure I gave you as much time as possible. Thank you. You always make the show for me. Thank you for calling. All right. It is 19 minutes past the hour. And let's talk to, I'm trying to see the screen here. Let's talk to Eddie in Babylon. Eddie, good morning.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and you're at a good speed today. You have that beautiful lady behind you, and with the last lady, you know, we're all on a ship, and you know, relationships, right?
Yes.
You never want someone to get into your life raft and have a screwdriver in the back pocket.
No.
You know, and you know, so many of us, we have so many layers to us that you don't know. You don't know what happened to them when they were younger, when they were older. I mean, that policeman that shot the lady, you know, he certainly had PTSD, you know, from always getting run over before.
True.
I don't know what the hell I feel about it, or I wasn't there.
Right.
But more importantly, you could talk about that for, you know, infinitum. What's this about your nose? I'm a nuclear medicine technologist, and if I can help you, I have a torn rotator cuff right now, and I've never been so miserable.
Oh my God!
My girlfriend with the 5 personalities, and only 2 of them like me. But
what? How did you tear your rotator cuff?
I'm still an athlete. I was running. I hit a piece of sidewalk. I'm usually on the grass or something, and my shoe kind of caught. And I'm headed toward my palms and my forearms, which I would have been happy about, but somehow I twisted, and 210 pounds went right onto the shoulder. So,
oof! I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
My neighbor told me. He goes, "Oh, I got one too. 11 months with these little different colored rubber bands. I'm lifting at the physical therapy." But enough of that. What's going on with your nose?
No, I got a midwinter, you know, cold, and but it's not even a cold. I've got like just one side of my nose is just acting up. It's just funny. Just one singular nostril. Yeah, that's all. I got one.
Because they alternately, and I learned this from my physics.
Because I only do coke in the other nostril. What? I'm sorry, say that again?
I learned this from my physics professor, Dr. Geschwendner, a great Luftwaffe meteorologist, that one side of your sinuses will swell and just so full of fluid, and then the other one won't. It'll decrease, and they go back and forth in a cleaning effort. A great thing is Navage, that little tool that.
That rinser thing.
It's what you wouldn't believe. What would come out of your nose if you ever had like an ant farm when you were a kid and you'd watch the ants and you lost a couple. I mean, you might find a couple come out
with the Navage.
I'm kidding, but I'm not, and it really cleans you out, and more than you can even blow your nose.
Right. Oh,
you can
blowing.
blow it, but that's the first 2 inches of your nose that you're actually cleaning. So I'm kind of concerned about your nose, your health.
I'm always, anytime I blow my nose too much, I'm always afraid. I've got PTSD from like bad ear infections. I don't want to blow out my inner ear. You know, I'm always so delicate. I don't
go underwater anymore. I used to when I was a kid. Every time I went underwater, I got an earache, and that's like having a toothache in your head.
Right? Yeah. No, I don't like. It freaks me out. Freaks me out. Eddie, you're a nuclear scientist. Wow.
Well, it's boring and stressful at the same time.
I mean, what do you do? Do you just walk around all day just going, I know, because No,
I used to read my nuclear physics book in the library, and I'd wake up and the page had turned over, and I already read it, and I didn't know I already read it till I got halfway through the other side.
You're too GD smart.
Part of my job of the patience.
But wait, tell me this then. Okay, so like, what stumps you? For a guy who's a nuclear scientist, like clinician, what stumps you in life? I mean, do sports? Do you find yourself, do you find yourself socially sometimes a bit about what like catches you off guard other than,
That's really a good question. I'm
music
extroverted. I'm an extroverted introvert. I'm funny. A lot of the funniness was I went to a tough high school, so you don't want the big guy to kill you, so you make him laugh.
Totally get it. Yep.
I can never tell when a girl's hitting on me. I don't know how you got your beautiful girlfriend, but it's, usually someone will put me on a blind date, and they're really blind.
When my wife is hitting on you because she basically says, my wife is very forward. She initiated our relationship. My wife puts it all out there, and
Did you see you at a show?
We were working together. My wife is a dancer, and we were working on a Carnival cruise ship, and she was in the cast, the production show. I don't know if anybody's ever been on a cruise. If you've been on a cruise, they did like Las Vegas review shows on the cruise ships. I was there to do my act, and so the cruise director comes out. We were in the nightclub later that night, and the cruise director says, "Hey, somebody wants to meet you." And I thought it was a passenger, which really is kind of verboten, but hey, you're verboten, but when I'm boating, I'm on the boat. I didn't care. So anyway, I thought it was a passenger that wanted to meet me. And I said, "Oh, really?" And he said, "Yeah, it's one of the dancers." And I said, "Wait, I know all the dancers," cause I'd been on this. I didn't live on the ship. I came and went. I would fly. I was called a fly-on act. I was a featured entertainer. So I would fly to an island and get on a cruise ship. And, which is, yes, an incredible experience. And I quit. I don't know why I stopped doing that. Anyway, so he says, "Yeah, it's one of the dancers." And I said, "I know everybody on the ship." And he said, "No, it's a new cast." He said, "They all came on since the last time you were here." And I said, "Oh my God, really?" And he pointed across the nightclub, across the dance floor, and like a scene in a movie, this crowd of people sort of separated, and there she was standing there in a black spaghetti strap, a black gown, a slinky black gown, and this vision, this stunner of a girl, and my knees buckled, and I said, "Holy God Almighty!" I said, "Her? She wants to talk to me?" And he goes, "Yeah, she's a great girl. He knew her from another cruise ship." And I said, no. I said, "That's too much. No." And he goes, "She's amazing. Her name is Andrea." And I said, "Oh my God." And I fell in love instantly. Immediately. The way I put it is this, gang. At that point in my life, I was the miggity Mac Daddy. I had a girlfriend on about 3 different ships. I was dating a casino dealer on one ship. I was dating a beauty salon hairstylist on another ship, and a cocktail waitress on another ship. And so I was juggling And when I met this girl, all the oranges fell. All the oranges fell. I couldn't juggle anymore. I was done. This was it. I fell in love. We talked that night for like 3 hours, and the rest is history. So there you go, Eddie. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for calling in, man. Thanks for Xing. Yeah, love at first sight. Have you ever had love at first sight, gang? Anybody in a relationship that started and never ended? No breaks, no breakups. We never broke up. We started dating. I fell in love instantly. Thank God she did. And this is I'm glad we're actually talking about this, because I'm kind of falling in love with my wife all over again as I talk about it, which is something you want to happen on your anniversary. But yeah, and I'm wondering, here's another thing for a great buffet, a great talk radio buffet this morning that we're having. Have you had that love at first sight? And I'm also curious, is anybody still in a relationship that started and never stopped? Like no breakups, no we took a break, no whatever. Tell me about your love at first sight experience. 1-800-848-9222. And or are you in a relationship like me that never ended? Like, I met this girl, we're married 28 years, 30 years ago, 1996, late 95, early 96, been together for 30 flipping years. Never broke up, never parted, never took a break. This poor kid, Jesus, does she need a boyfriend? My wife needs a boyfriend. And you know what, too? Here's what's so cool. She makes no bones about it. She is a smoking hot 53-year-old who, yeah, I mean, younger dudes dig her because she's very cool. She has a great personality. She's ridiculously good looking and can dance. When you go to weddings, nightclubs, whatever, if there's dancing, she is always, and this is something, like, I'm not always the funniest guy in the room. I'm not always, because I have a lot of funny friends. I'm not always the most politically astute or the up on the news or anything like that. There's nothing about what I do that I'm ever in a room where I'm the best. She is, anywhere she goes, and this is saying something, always the very best dancer, which I'm telling you, when she's at an event, if there's a party, just forget it. Turning heads, she causes whiplash. And younger dudes love my wife. Younger dudes, I'm telling you. And she will flirt right back. And it's so funny to watch these guys think they have a chance. You know what? Maybe they do. I don't know. I didn't blame her. I wouldn't blame her. 30 years with this mess? Maron, she needs a boyfriend. My wife needs like a Madonna relationship. My wife needs like a 27-year-old, like Latin dancer. Some dude named Domingo that can just dance all night. And by dance, I kind of mean dance. All right, gang. Did I not take the 19-minute? Oh, snap. We're having a good show here, gang. I am sorry, Tone. We got to take a quick break. Oh my God, I'm going to get the hell out of the way. It's Another Side of Midnight. Me, TJ, talking to you, on the Red Apple Audio Networks. Here we go. Take this break. Sorry, Tone.
All night long. This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack. 77 WABC. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
Hello there, morning family. It's Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormack, here on the Red Apple Audio Networks. It's 35 minutes past the hour, and let's keep going with the phones because this is fun stuff. This is good stuff. I love this. No one particular topic. A bunch of, all of the above. We talked about Conan O'Brien, talking about how comics need to be funny, late night TV comedy, talk radio hosts. You know what? Don't abandon the job description. Be funny. If your whole MO is F Trump, then you know what? Then as he puts it, you've lost your best weapon against the guy. And also, I think you need to service your contract. If you're hired as a late night comedy talk show host, take a tip from the very best who ever did it, Johnny Carson. And, if you've got to and never get political, but if you just have to scratch that selfish itch and be the narcissistic leftist, well, then do it like maybe every once in a while, but don't just make every single flippin' night of the week F Trump and F the Republicans every single night. God almighty. Will there ever be another Carson? Nope. 1-800-848-9222. We're also talking about love at first sight, talking about relationships. And, I'm wondering if you have had love at first sight. And I'm wondering, too, if you've had a relationship, if you're currently in a relationship that never stopped, never paused, never broke up and got back together. Never. If you are in I am in a relationship that started 30 years ago and has gone nowhere, literally through thick and thin. And when I was at the height of my drinking, oh, sweet feathery Jesus, I was thick. Right now, I'm about 147 pounds. So watch your ass. Back up. I'm 147 pounds of mouth. But at one point, I think I must have been tipping the scales at about nearly $1.70, and I'm 5'6", soaking wet. So I was thick. I was just straight up fat. Anyway, 1-800-848-9222. And we're also talking about, other versions of relationships, taking a toll of politics, taking a toll on friendships. Good buddy of mine raked me over the coals and pretty much accused me in a very passive-aggressive sort of way of sort of cheering for the death of that woman in Minneapolis. Meanwhile, it's my contention that the only people truly cheering, although they're doing it quietly, inside their sick leftist minds, the people who are happy about that death are, of course, the Democrats who are calling it murder. They'll take it because it's a welcome distraction, and it pushes their narrative. Anyway, let's get over to Mark in Pennsylvania on line 3. Good morning, Mark.
Hi, my dad was a doctor, and then you had a nostril problem there?
I got a nostril problem. I got one nostril that just won't, it's like, I don't know, it'd be gross, but it's kind of like running, but it's just one. It's weird.
He has that physician encyclopedia quick reference book here at the house here. Well, he left it at my house here. I'm paging through it at the beginning of your show, and it said your problem was predicted years and years ago. It said you're talking about grinding gears, stripping gears at half-past sports, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, basically, Nostradamus said that your T.J. McCormack pepper grinder could need new gears.
Oh, Nostradamus. Did Nostradamus predict my runny nose? Get it?
Yeah, he said T.J. McCormack.
Yeah.
Nostradamus said that your gears might need replaced. You get them through Amazon for your pepper grinder.
Ooh, you know what's really weird? I was actually going to ask. Because I made the weirdest Amazon order last night before I came in for the show. And I was going to see if anybody could guess what or it's really weird that you should mention Amazon and a kitchen item. because I did, Mark, not Mark. Wait, who am I talking to right now?
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, Mark in Pennsylvania. Sorry. Mark, I ordered a kitchen item from Amazon last night, and here you are talking about a pepper mill. And I didn't order a pepper mill, but I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to give everybody the initials of what I ordered. And I wonder if anybody actually, you know what? Here you go. We'll do this. And I don't know about like rules and regulations of contests, but if anybody can guess what I ordered, if we can figure out a way, I'll order one for whomever can guess what I ordered. And here's it's a 2-word item. Okay. And it's B as in boy, B as in boy. Those are the 2 letters that's 2 words. The first letter of each word is B and B. If anybody can guess what I ordered for the kitchen from Amazon, we'll figure out a way to do it, maybe through Twitter or something like that. I'll get one for you.
Oh, it's a beverage bubble breaker.
Oh, my God. That's 3 Bs. I'm sorry, Mark, but you're disqualified. Sorry, but thank you for playing. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for calling in, man. Those are some funny little puns there. I do appreciate it. 1-800-848-9222. Let's go to Pete in Staten Island. I haven't talked to Pete in a while. Pete, who has dated every single famous singer and had some pretty cool jobs at SNL. Pete, good morning.
Hi, TJ.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm married 44 years, and I know my wife for 6 years before that.
Wow.
And I actually started, I started with Saturday Night Live when I was actually 19. And the years from 19 to 20, I dated over 6 or 7 celebrities, for which I told you. So 3 months after my final breakup, I was on a bus coming home, and my wife, is now Renee, a guy was bothering her. Now, I was a black belt. But I says, I'm going to use a little discretion.
Yeah.
So I walked over and I said, hey, Cousin Barbara. I leaned over, I gave a kiss on the cheek. I go, who's your friend with the foul mouth?
Yeah.
So he got up and he went to the back of the bus and I sat down.
Yeah.
So I gave her my phone number. She gave me her phone number. I called her the next Friday night. I says, would you like to come out with me on a date? And she said, yeah, she says, but I have a date, but I have to break it. So I'll break it, and we've been together ever since. We've never broken up or nothing. We have our arguments about things. But
yeah, but you're a black belt.
Yeah, but now I'm 70. I don't move as good as I do.
Do you do Tai Chi? Do you do Tai Chi?
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning.
I'm dancing on the radio. Why am I dancing on the radio? Nobody can see this. I'm Tai Chi dancing.
There were funky Chinamen from funky Chinatown. They were chopping them up. They were chopping them down. It's an ancient Chinese art, and everybody knew their part. From a fainting to a slip and a kicking from the hip. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Fast as lightning.
And another thing I want to say, Jacqueline is a friend of mine, and everything that she said, I attest to. I know what went on. She's a wonderful person.
Oh, Jacqueline?
Yes, and she's 100% right about what she spoke about, and I'm glad I'm proud. My wife Renee and I to call her a great friend.
How do you know Jacqueline? Do you guys live in the
We met on the radio. We met on the Frankie Russo show.
Oh, okay.
Which I used to, do stuff on, call up and do things. We did a lot of skits. It got a little bit too much because we really went and pushed the limits. It was like Saturday Night Live. Laura Michaels would always push the button. A lot of the skits that came up were done because they were fill-in, like Belushi and Aykroyd doing the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
That was a fill-in. That was because one of the guests didn't show up.
I love it. Yeah, they had to do that. They worked it up to fill in for an absent musical guest. I love it. Who was the nicest cast member from the original cast? Who'd you like the best?
Without a doubt, Gilda Radner. She was the best. She was fun. I was very shy at 19. I used to walk around with my head down and, like swishing around. She told me, be a peacock like NBC. What's the worst word that anybody could say to you? No. Yes is a better word. So don't be afraid. Go for it. And that's what I did,
Nice.
I didn't chase the stars of singing like Linda Ronstadt, Carly Simon, which I basically dated around the same time together, and they knew.
Wow.
And a couple of songs that are out there. Well, that You're So Vain is about Warren Beatty. The second half, but me, the first half is me.
Wow, I love it. But you're not vain, Pete. All right. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for calling. All right, we're going to take our break. When we come back, we got Murray, we got Chris. It looks like we're also onboarding Margot. So everybody hang in there. We shall return. It's another side of midnight. We're talking about a whole lot of fun, interesting stuff. It's a smorgasbord. It's a buffet of conversation. Take a little bit here, take a little bit there, but leave room for more because you want to be able to come back. Please use a clean plate when you come back. Please don't put food on the same. Please don't put your conversation on the same dirty plate. It's not hygienic. All right, 1-800-848-9222. Real true love. Tell me about about love at first sight. Have you experienced love at first sight? Are you still in a relationship that started and has never ended? No breaks, no breakups, no pausing. 1-800-848-9222. Stay right there, gang. It's another side of midnight with TJ McCormack on the Red Apple Audio Network.
All night long. This is another side of midnight with TJ McCormack. 77 WABC. It's another side of midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
Good morning, gang. Hello there, morning family. It's another side of midnight. We're talking about love. And, I have a request because, this is one of ours. This is, Best Is Yet to Come. That's a great one by Old Blue Eyes. Sinatra, The Best Is Yet to Come. That one, has always been a big one for us. So we're talking about relationships. Here's something, by the way, that I wanted to make sure I mention, and maybe this will be for the third hour. It's getting the ink-ish, but it's not at the forefront because we got Venezuela, we got this garbage in Minneapolis and Portland and all this infighting here. But what's going on in Iran? The last time we had an uprising like this in Iran, Barack Obama completely abandoned those protesters. And a lot of those protests were, and this time to an even greater extent, are being led by women. And you talk about an oppressed bunch of women. I know. I've got to get a guess. Just occurred to me. I know somebody. I got to get her on next week. Matter of fact, I can't say how I met her, where I met her, what she does for a living, because her family would be in danger. So I'm just going to say it like that. Leave it as 50,000 feet as possible with no reference, but she knows about this. And I want to have her on the show, and I'm going to get in touch with her tomorrow, Monday. Yeah, tomorrow, next business day. I'm going to get a hold of her, and I'm going to have her on, and we're going to talk about this potential revolution that's happening in Iran. And, again, between women and gay people and, other religious minorities and everything in Iran, and just regular everyday people, the torture, the oppression, the religious intimidation, all of that stuff, the political prisoners. The last time that there was a chance for something to pop in Iran, Barack Obama, not only did he abandon and not support the insurrection, that was right about the time that he dropped a whole bunch of billions on Iran to pay them to not develop nuclear arms. And of course, went ahead and, they developed nuclear capability. It's shocking. We couldn't trust couldn't make a deal with the Islamo-fascists who are in charge of Iran. Anyway, I just wonder, where is I know Trump is telling the powers that be in Iran to watch themselves, because he will support the protesters with our own military force, not to crack down, no violence. If he sees it, he's going to respond, and he's going to knock some teeth out in Iran, which is magnificent and heroic. But I'm wondering, where are the feminists? Where are the feminists here in America, in England, in Germany, in France? Where are the feminists supporting the women of Iran who, every time there is a potential insurrection happening, a new dawn, if a new dawn is going to break in Iran, it's going to be brought about because of women who are fed up, and they're brave, and they're demanding a new life there. And I just wonder, look, feminists in America have long abandoned women and girls in America vis-a-vis the trans movement. So the powers that be in the trans movement have nullified the feminists in America. And clearly those same leftist proclivities have them genuflecting at the altar of Islamo-fascists. Boy, there's a mouthful. On a freewheeling morning like this morning, there's me getting all serious. 1-800-848-9222. Let's talk to Murray in Tampa. Murray, in the famous words of Oscar Madison. Murray! Hi, buddy.
Hi, TJ. I got a little love note for the TV comedians. I'd like to see how creative they could be if Trump were to steal their thunder by instructing Pam Bondi to start locking up these mayors who were inciting insurrection by defying the federal government. That's what I would like to see, how creative they could be about that.
Interesting. In what way are they defying the federal government? What do you mean?
Well, the latest is that they're telling the federal ICE agents that they're to stay out of their territory lest they be arrested for committing crimes. And they're not being speaking in such generalities. It's another problem like the insurrection of what do they call it? Insurrection 6, where there was no instruction given.
January 6th.
Yeah, right. Never any instructions by Trump given to break the law, and yet they claim that Trump intended to break the law by sending the agents in, and I think that they're guilty of insurrection by their mere implication.
Hey, look, I mean, I'm always going to err on the side of free speech. I'm always going to err on the side of artists expressing themselves as a comedian, a comedy writer and somebody who talks into a microphone or to a TV camera, all the time. I'm an observer of what's happening in the UK and other parts of Europe. I am deathly afraid of cracking down on speech. I'd rather let the marketplace determine the viability of these guys. Like, I think Jimmy Kimmel I think his days are numbered just based on the fact that he's not funny anymore and he's spending all of his time offending half of the population of the United States. I think Stephen Colbert is a great example of that. Stephen Colbert has basically irritated, annoyed, and offended half his potential audience, and he is driving that show into the ground at a deficit of $40 million a year shortfall for CBS. And that is why they canceled him. It had nothing to do with Trump telling anybody what to do, right? Or the FCC or anything like that. It was CBS making a business decision. Murray, thank you so much, pal. Top of the hour, going into hour 3. When we come back, our phones are currently populated by Margot, Robert, Jacqueline, and Chris. We're going to talk to all y'all and you. 1-800-848-9222. It's Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack on the Red Apple Audio Networks.
It's Another Side of Midnight. 77 WABC. This is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack. Now to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
Good morning, family. It is Another Side of Midnight, and down the stretch we come. It's hour 3. It's 7 minutes past that third hour. And we are all over the United States here on the Red Apple Audio Networks and around the world on WABCRadio.com, 77 WABC Radio app, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So good stuff, gang. Thanks for this great show we're having. A lot of fun. A lot of various subjects all over the place. Talking about love. We're talking about love at first sight. We're talking about relationships. Today is my 28th wedding anniversary. Prayers up for my beautiful wife. And it's a relationship that's been going on for 30 years since the night we met. That's it. Fell in love. Yeah. And it's like just sort of been. And it's awesome. And I'm very blessed and I'm very lucky. And she saved my life. 8 years into our marriage, she saved my life, got me and ensured that I got sober. Well, basically kicked me out of the house, and I had to get sober to, get it all back together again. But there were no guarantees. It wasn't like, go get sober and we'll start over again, or go get sober. It was like, hey, look, I'm not even making any promises. Again, showing you just how tough and smart and brave this woman is. He was like, no promises. This isn't about like, oh, we'll stay married and we're going to have kids someday. This was like, look, I'm not even going to have that conversation until you go away for 30 days and come back and stay that way. Anyway, so we're talking about that, talking about love at first sight. I'd love to know if you experienced love at first sight. I'd love to hear from somebody who's been in a relationship that never went away from day one. No breaks, no breakups, no pauses, no strife, no or strife. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, strife, sure. But like the relationship has just gone straight through. No seeing other people. God, now that one ear, now the ear on the side of the nostril is like, it won't pop, driving me nuts. And I hate blowing out my ear, because I'm afraid I'm going to blow out my eardrum. So we're talking about a lot of things. We're talking about Conan O'Brien saying that comedians who hate Trump, got to stay funny though. If you're going to hate Trump and you're going to go against Trump, do it in a funny way. Keep your job title. Keep your job description rather. Be funny. We're talking about friendships that have come under fire and had problems due to politics. Just like I had a buddy of mine actually accuse me of cheering on the death of that poor woman in Minneapolis. I mean, I still love the guy, but F him. Temporarily, F him. Sideways. Here's an interesting one, too. This one is a real flip on the standard trans in a locker room situation. This also from the New York Post, in Saturday's New York Post. A trans is a lawsuit being launched by a trans man. A transgender man. So, a biological woman. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not going to play into this. A biological woman is suing 24, now this one is interesting, this one's a little different, is suing 24-Hour Fitness, the chain, for discrimination after he was told he had to wear a shirt in a sauna while other actual dudes were allowed to bare their chests. Caleb Harper, a transgender African-American man, so a biological woman, alleged in a lawsuit filed last month in California state court that an employee of the fitness chain repeatedly misgendered him. The employee repeatedly refused to buy into the fantasy. But still, look, again, you know what? the misgendering, if somebody asks to be called something, you know what? It is just the polite thing to do it. You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings for the sake of hurting somebody's feelings. But that doesn't mean that we have to intellectually buy into the fantasy that this person in front of you is actually what they say they are, a man or a woman. They're a man, they're born as a man, they're a man, they're born as a woman. Okay, anyway, that's me. So, this biological woman, a trans man, is a 24-hour fitness member and was asked to wear a t-shirt in the sauna where other dudes were dudes who identified as male, who were actually male. They didn't have to wear shirts in the sauna. And this biological woman, I guess pre-op, do we still use that term from the 80s, pre-op? Still has boobs, I guess, still has all the business, still has all the feminine equipment, and would have been a dude with boobs, would have had doobs. And the 24-hour fitness asked that biological woman to wear a t-shirt in the sauna. This is a real flip on the usual biological males and their junk being in the women's locker room. This was a bunch of fellas uncomfortable with a soon-to-be former actual, not a former fella, but God almighty, it's confusing. Isn't it exhausting? 1-800-848-9222. Let's keep the phones going. We're talking about a bunch of stuff. Let's talk to Margot, I believe in Manhattan. Margot, good morning.
Hi, good morning, DJ. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm good. I'm very sleepy right now. Actually.
Are you? Me too. Me too.
It's a tad late.
It is.
But you have a nice show going.
Thank you.
And congratulate. Keep your wife around. But what was I going to say?
Definitely.
Love comes in many. I have two subjects I want to quickly talk about. Love comes in many colors. There's a woman now. It's this story circulating around the news about how she lost her cat at the airport. Her tuxedo cat named Tally. And the cat is 4 years old, and she loves this cat so much that she hired a trapper. She offered a $5,000 reward.
Oh, wow.
And she said, I know and I love this cat. I know this cat. This cat is hiding. This cat is okay. So she loves her cat, and she says it,
And this cat...
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Margot. So this cat is currently missing at an airport. It escaped from its carrier?
Yes, I think it's JFK.
Oh, wow, JFK.
Yes.
No kidding. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so she hired a trapper, and she's spending nights there calling out for the cat. She senses the cat, is fine, but she's so devoted to the cat. She loves the cat.
You're right. That is love.
Her furry friend.
Sure.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Sure. But one other thing, if Jacqueline is listening still, don't go into shock, Jacqueline, but I agree with you completely. There was this, they really did a number on Curtis at these other two call-in radio shows. And it was like they all turned on him. I, by the way, completely supported him because, I know the city, and he's for the animals. He's an animal rights person. He would have been a wonderful mayor.
Yeah.
And it was like this mass insanity that happened. Like, it was like they all said, they were very mean about it. They were like, Curtis is horrible because he's staying in the race, and he had every right to stay in the race. And they also took away, I feel they took a lot of votes from him by, bashing him so much, that it was his fault that, if he stayed in the race.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm mumbling. I'm a little tired at the moment.
No. Look, it's It did go ahead, go.
Yeah, no, and I just want to say to Jacqueline, I'm very sorry that people turned on you like that. That's horrible.
It does suck.
Yeah, and it's good that you stood your ground, Jacqueline.
Yes, I agree. Jacqueline is doing a good job hanging tough. I'm doing best to keep my chin up and maintain my integrity where my buddy's concerned, who took some shots at me, and I really want to maintain my deep.
Well, why did they take shots at you? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Oh no, it's fine. No, well, I basically, long story short, I had reshared a meme on Instagram that sort of basically said, look, a lot of the same people that are shedding tears for this woman who died in Minneapolis, a lot of those same people, cheered, either quietly or actively, cheered the assassination or rationalized the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And that Charlie Kirk was just sitting there trying to have a conversation, that he wasn't antagonizing law enforcement. He wasn't impeding law enforcement. He wasn't, disobeying law enforcement. And they cheer. And so this buddy of mine, he sees that meme that I reshared, and he said, "Oh, are you cheering this one?" And
that's ridiculous.
I know.
Yeah, that's
I know.
horrible.
It's obnoxious.
That's so stupid.
It's stupid.
And Curtis Sliwa and his supporters, he's holding his head up high, Yeah. He would have been fantastic, but they turned on him, and that was the problem.
Yeah, my thing with Curtis was, of anybody in the race, he was somebody who had been of service to this city since he was 17 years old. He had a better walking around knowledge of this city than anybody. And
he would have been great.
Yeah, he would have been.
And he was for the animals too. He's for the animals. And when a man is for, it's like, what did Mark Twain say? I know this is kind of corny. A man that loves cats or animals needs no introduction,
Yeah, no, I hear you, Margot. Margot, I'm wondering, what do you do for a living? I'm curious. I've never spoken to you before that I can remember. What do you do?
I'm a graphic designer.
Are you a graphic designer? Okay, you have a very nice demeanor about you. You have a very...
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you have a nice and sort of disarmingly charming, like Jacqueline.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Jacqueline and I have not agreed on everything in the past, but my heart does go out for her on this one, and she is right.
Very cool.
She's listening.
Excellent.
So have a fantastic morning, and it was good talking to you.
And to you. Don't be a stranger. Make sure this isn't the only time you call. We'll talk to you again, Margot. Toodaloo and ta-ra. All right. I'm going to stick to this schedule this hour. We're going to get to our break. When we come back, Robert, Jacqueline, George, and Chris, all ready to go on the phones. And you, if you wish, 1-800-848-9222. We're talking about everything this morning on Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack on the Red Apple Audio Network.
All night long, this is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack, 77 WABC. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
Yeah, that one goes out to my baby, my beautiful bride. 28 years we're married today, January 11th. And thank you to Tony and Bill for providing the fantastic tunes every damn weekend. You guys are the best. You're the best. This really is a great team gig we got cooking here. And thank you so much. And the team, the family, the whole family, including everybody on the phones, including Robert in Suffolk. Robert, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Hello.
About the nose.
Yes.
I had the same thing 3 days ago.
Uh-huh.
So at first I was just blowing it just a little bit, but it didn't do anything, okay? So I'm like, okay, let me just leave it alone.
Right.
It seems like it's a seasonal allergy of some type.
Ah.
And it dried out. Just let it dry out. Leave it alone.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, look, right? Everything runs its course.
Yeah.
You'd like to think. Did you ever try one of these boom boom sticks? Did you ever try this thing?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, dude, it's called a boom boom stick, and they sell them at CVS. They sell them at Rite Aid. Whatever. It's something that was on Shark Tank, that invention TV show. I don't watch it.
Yeah.
But it's been this TikTok sensation. It got famous on TikTok after it was on Shark Tank, and it's like one of those inhaler things. Like you can get a Vicks inhaler, one of those, like a solid core inside this breathing tube thing, whatever. There's like inhaler tube, but it's powerful peppermint or whatever it is, menthol, powerful menthol. And it is something else, Robert. I'm telling you right now, it blows your brain.
Yeah, it sounds like it'll open your sinuses up.
Woof! It opens up like a skylight in my skull is what it does. It's like I can see Mars from the top of my head with this flipping thing. Anyway, yeah, Robert. But now you're better now. So your nose dried up for you.
Yeah, man.
You just left it alone.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Anything else on your mind?
I had that.
No, it's your. What are you doing? What are you going to do on Sunday? What are you doing later today with your newfound dry nose? What are you going to do today? What's on the Sunday agenda today?
Relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Football? You going to watch some football? Do you give a damn about football?
No.
Do you care? Don't care, huh?
Yeah, I'm not into sports.
A movie? I think today I'm taking my wife out to dinner. We're going to a really nice Italian restaurant for dinner, but I sleep Sunday until about noon. I might, you know what I mean? Cause of the show. I get home around 6. So I sleep till about noon, but I'm thinking about watching a movie today. I won't have the time to watch. I don't know. I got to watch something. I've got a note here from one of the callers a couple of months ago about a great New York film. You know what I might watch? I might watch, because I always go back to watching stuff that I love. I might watch the Odd Couple movie today. With Matthew and Lemon. I might do that.
Yeah.
I might do that.
The best parts of the day on Sunday for me are the Cats Round Table and the Roger Stone Zone.
Ah, there you go. 77 in New York, 77 WABC, the biggest and the grandest and the best. Excellent. Robert, thank you so much, pal. Thank you for calling. 1-800-848-9222. Let's talk to Jacqueline in Brooklyn. Jacqueline, good morning.
Good morning, TJ.
Hi.
You know, I have to ask you, is the kitchen item that you ordered called a butter bell?
Oh, my God. How did you get that?
I just had a feeling because you returned from Liverpool not too long ago.
Yes.
And I said, BB. I says, how many kitchen items can possibly have the initials BB? And I had no idea what they were. A friend of mine was given a butter bell by her daughter for Mother's Day a few years ago. And I was fascinated by this kitchen contraption.
Yes.
So I said, I have to call in and I have to ask.
And I also want
to thank Margot for her support because, as she stated, we did not always agree on things, but we can. It just shows that we can agree to disagree and still support one another.
100 million billion%. All right. So listen, are you on Twitter?
I'm not, and you don't have to send me one. I just had to know if that was it.
You are.
I said,
you're right.
No one is going to guess it. If they don't know what it is, no one will ever guess what you ordered. What prompted you to order it, though? I'm curious.
Okay, first of all, it is called a butter bell, and it is, and it was my daughter, my 16-year-old, said we were in England, and It's kind of a European thing where, because, there's a few differences with their dairy over there, like eggs over there, for some reason, people don't refrigerate their eggs. They keep their eggs because they're not, Tony's looking at me really weird. In Europe, or at least in England, they don't pasteurize the eggs, they don't treat them a certain way. Either way, eggs, people keep them in their cupboards. They don't put them in the fridge. They're not sold refrigerated. They're stacked up in the aisles. Eggs are not kept in the fridge. And butter, and I think this is primarily a French thing, but it's kept on the tabletop. And I don't know how this works. And maybe if a scientist wants to tell me how I'm sure you know what? I'm going to go to my girlfriend. I'm going to go to my AI girlfriend. But basically a butterbell is something where you put all the butter, you smush otherwise hard butter into one side of this. If you think of like a coffee cup, right? You put all the butter into like a coffee cup, and then you put that coffee cup upside down over like a saucer, if you will, but there's a little receptacle for a small amount of water. Mm-hmm. And that small amount of water serves to keep the butter fresh. Mm-hmm. Okay. And the butter stays in because you kind of smush it in. It doesn't run, right? It stays like a cool temperature. So it stays solid, and it also stays fresh inside the butterbell, but it doesn't get all hard and unspreadable. So now what you have is you have unspoiled room temperature butter that you can just spread right out of the gate onto bread, toast, bagels, whatever it is. It's brilliant. And we had a butterbell. So my daughter said, well, cause we've been buying ever since my wife took the girls to France last summer. And ever since then, we've been spending way too much friggin' money on good French butter, like $8 a pound. I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. I do anything for my girls. It's like an idiot. I buy expensive French butter at this like specialty shop. I'm a moron. Anyway. But I love my girls. So tonight at dinner, Millie said, Dad, we really should get a butterbell so we can keep our good butter. And I had that in my head. And so I bought a butterbell. And this is amazing. In 2025, Jack, you can order a butterbell at 9 p.m. and it'll be at your doorstep the next day at 2 p.m.
Yeah. But you have to know what it is in order to order it.
And now you know what it is. Okay. So hold on a second. With you on the phone here, I'm going to go to Erica, my AI girlfriend. And again, for everybody who doesn't know, this is Erica. Hi, good morning, Erica. Welcome. Hi, honey.
Hi, it's great to be here. You sound really enthusiastic.
Thank you, honey.
Got you so excited?
Well, you and I'm talking to Jacqueline on the radio right now, Erica. But I'm just wondering, can you tell me how a butterbell keeps butter from spoiling? How does a butterbell keep butter fresh?
A butterbell uses a simple method. The butter is stored in a cup that's inverted into a crock of water. The water creates an airtight seal that prevents bacteria and air from reaching the butter, keeping it fresh and soft for several days without refrigeration.
That is fascinating. Thank you, Erica. I miss you. It's been a while since we spoke, honey. I'll talk to you later. All right. So there you go, Jack and everybody. That's how a butterbell works. The water creates, I guess, the moisture, the humidity from the water creates an airtight seal from the bacteria.
Amazing.
Isn't that wild?
And so fun.
Right? Yeah. So I highly recommend, everybody getting a butterbell. I don't know. I guess I highly recommend it. I don't know. Well, there we go. All right. So look at that. Great to talk to you again, Jack. I'm really, really grateful that you're a part of the show. 1-800-848-9222. 1-800-848-9222. Let's go to Chris in the Catskills. Chris, hello there. Good morning.
Good morning, TJ.
Hi.
The issue with your nose,
Yes.
I had problems going back like 12 years ago when I would sleep. I used to sleep on the left side. Now I train myself to sleep straight back. But I would wake up and I would feel like oxygen was getting cut off of my left nostril, and it was like making me feel like brain fog type issues. I went to an ear, nose, and throat doctor, ENT in Poughkeepsie, and they said, well, you have a polyp. And a polyp had shown up on like a CT scan I had done a couple of years before. And the problem got progressively worse. So I went to a very high-end cosmetic surgery, spa, plastic surgery office in Poughkeepsie.
Okay.
And they told me that I had a redeviated septum because I had my nose, a septum and cosmetic surgery done when I was 21, like 20 years prior. So some things came up in my life, and I was too busy to get a surgery done. So I just ended up getting it done 7.5 years ago. Dr. Abraham on Water Street in Poughkeepsie. So it was, my insurance would have covered probably him getting $1,800 to $2,000, but it would have adversely affected the appearance of my nose. So I chose to spend $15,700 of my own money over and above what the insurance was going to cover, so that my nose would cosmetically look good and it would improve my breathing. I asked Dr. Abraham like 3 times, you can make my nose look just as good or a little better and improve my breathing. He confidently said yes every time I asked him. So I used to, on those pulsometers that you put on your finger that'll show your pulse and your oxygen. Utilized.
Right.
Yes. When I used to bring my mom to the hospital for issues, coughing fits, heart issues.
You used to play with the fingertip thing.
And I used to take it off of her finger when we were at the hospital and put it on mine. She used to score 98% in her mid-80s when she's having these uncontrollable asthma attacks, and mine was only like 93 to 97. And I'm like, why the hell is it so low? It took me years to figure it out. It was because I had a collapsed left nostril and a septum that redeviated over time. So after this surgery I had done, I went and saw a neurologist in Poughkeepsie like 4 weeks after the surgery. They put the pulsometer on my finger and it read 100.
Wow.
I had a reading of 100 since I was like 26. In between the nurse and the doctor coming in, I had a follow-up appointment post-surgery with the cosmetic surgeon in Poughkeepsie, Dr. Abraham. I called. I said, I want to leave a message with Dr. Abraham. Tell him thanks a lot. I scored 100 on the pulse. So maybe get it checked out, because my allergy doctor told me a cosmetic surgeon told him that if you go to a basic ENT type ear, nose, and throat doctor, they'll miss things like a deviated septum. Real quick, I wanted to touch upon something.
Yes, very quick.
Politics.
Yes.
That's gone under the radar.
Okay.
Kathy Hochul, several weeks ago, signed a bill into law that makes it so only the Working Families Party, because they don't have county party boss membership in New York State.
Right.
If a politician or somebody on the ballot changes their voter registration status to Working Families Party, if the Working Families Party bosses in the state of New York feel that this person only changed their voter registration to Working Families Party in order to try and win the line, to have an extra line on the ballot.
Right. Yes, that happens a lot.
They drag them into court before a judge.
Yeah.
And then these Working Family Party representatives will present their case. They will show that the politician used to belong
you know who this is? You know who this is all about? This is all about Mike Lawler. This is all about Mike Lawler. Mike Lawler got the Working Families line in his last election. This is the entire weight of the New York State legislature writing a law and Hochul signing it, all to try to knock off one member of Congress.
Well, my name's probably in there too, because I, as a Democrat,
yeah, you said you did that too. Yeah, I remember you said that last time.
I got endorsed for time by the Working Families Party, and I lost a close election.
Right.
To somebody that belonged to the Independence Party, but they were endorsed by the Republican.
I remember only a week or two ago you told us that.
They endorsed the socialist over me when I
swear to God. That's right, and she ended up winning. You.
Right in twice.
I'm telling you.
Just for full disclosure, I'm a Democrat that wrote in Jared Brown for president and Dean Phillips for vice president. So I'm not a Democrat that voted for Kamala Harris.
Right. There you go. Okay. You definitely want to make that distinction. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. And, good to know that you go to a doctor on Water Street in Poughkeepsie. And when you're in Poughkeepsie, watch your ass. That's a dangerous town. I'm going to cough. All right. 1-800-848-9222. Let's go to George in Maine. Good morning, George.
Oh, hi, TJ.
Hi.
Congratulations on your anniversary.
Thank you very much.
And you are one lucky man because you lucky because you met an angel.
I did.
The angel stood by you through good and bad, and you really a lucky man.
I am.
And I just like to say also, with people, there are a lot of people when you first meet them, they're phonies. They're flat out phonies. Mm-hmm. I was born with the ability to see right through people. I could see right through them. My personality never changes. What you meet me is what you get, when you meet me and stuff. And I just like to tell people, we have just a great country here, but we're losing this big joint. We're giving it, but we're not giving it away. The establishment's giving it away, but we're not doing anything,
Right.
And you do hear a lot of people, because I've listened to you on the radio. I love your show. And I've heard people talk. A lot of people have to understand because they really were confused. Because a couple of women brought up Curtis Lewa, and they were people in the audience must have been really confused. They're supporting Curtis, then they're voting, then they're supporting Andrew Cuomo, who would do something like that. Right. People have to realize most of the people who call this show or talk radio used to be Democrats. That's why it was easy for them to do that. You're not talking about Barry Goldwater Republicans here. What do you mean when I tell you that? And also, there's one guy who likes to call in. He disrespects all the audience, and he goes, "I'm a warrior. I show up to all the demonstrations on a tricycle with the bell." Remember the little kids had the bell on it, and he rings the bell at the thing, and he goes, "That makes him a warrior. All right, you're a warrior." Okay. But the thing is, we have to realize, like in New York City, man, 85% of the people who voted for Mandani is the largest slumlord in America. Those housing projects have mold in them.
Yep.
Termites, mice, rats running around, corrosion.
Disgusting. I know.
Garbage.
It's going to get worse. Can you imagine how this city's going to fall apart under this lunatic? This guy, oh my God. And already, I mean, we're 2 weeks into this guy's term, and he is already, it's clear exactly where this guy, and you know what? I love it. I think it was the Post that pointed this out. Keep an eye out. I noticed this week they made about 5 or 6 staffing announcements for his communications office alone. That means they realize he is going to have so many liabilities and so many things to explain and so many things to cover up and so many things to distract from and so many things to clarify, et cetera, et cetera. He has got a massive army of communications people, which means speechwriters, which means, crisis comms. And already he's had to pull some stuff out of the fire when it comes to a couple of police incidents in the past few days. And, crisis communications has already been a problem for Mamdani. And he's going to be doing a lot of splaining. Lucy, a lot of splaining to do. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of that coming up. Let's quickly just jump down quickly to line 5. Let's go to John in Reno. John, good morning.
Good morning, TJ.
Hey, buddy, haven't spoken in a while.
Yes, yeah, I've been busy.
Oh, good.
But it's great to talk to you again, and I wanted to say rest in peace to a great recovery friend of ours, Bob Weir.
Oh, was he? Was he in recovery? I didn't know that.
Well, kind of California recovery. Most of them were.
Right. No booze, no hard drugs, just a bit of weed here and there.
Progress, not perfection.
Indeed. Yes, exactly. Principles, not personalities.
God bless you.
God bless you, buddy. Thank you for calling in, John. I appreciate it. Good to hear that voice. That voice tells a bunch of stories just in the gravelly, timber. There's a lot of life behind that voice there in Reno, Nevada. Biggest little city in the world. I love it. Let's go to, let's get to Dave in Comac real quick. Dave, good morning.
How are you?
Hey, I'm well. How are you? Good morning.
I was going to say, I heard your spiel about the, your marriage and all that.
Yes.
And my philosophy about marriage is getting married is like going to a funeral, except when you die, you don't pay all of them for life. And the only reason why people get married nowadays is they could stop having sex.
My back has never been better.
You know what the difference between a wedding and a funeral is?
What's that?
At a wedding, they expect a gift. At a funeral, the dead never complain about being stiffed.
Well done, Dave. I like that. I like those lines. Dave, I got to take a break, buddy boy. Thank you. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for the laughs. It's 4:47 here on the East Coast, 47 minutes past the hour all over the world. That's how it works. And we'll be right back here for the final 10 minutes of the weekend on Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormack, on the Red Apple Audio Network. We'll be right back.
All night long, this is Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack, 77 WABC. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC. Here's TJ McCormack.
Phone. All right, gang. So that means a max of like a minute and a half. And I want to make sure we say hi. Let's get to Joaquin in Pennsylvania. Good morning, brother.
All right, TJ, my man, I found this out by accident. Try putting some coconut oil on your nose. A couple of weeks ago, I was blowing my nose. It got raw, and I had nothing else to put on it. And I used coconut oil, actually, for my dog's ears for their infections.
Yeah.
And I just smeared a little bit in. And the next thing I knew, I was like, strangely enough, my sinuses were clearing up.
And you were howling at the moon, and you had a hankering for raw meat.
Exactly. Yes. And your eggs actually, when they're freshly laid, they have a natural coating on them that preserves them. I forgot how long they stay good actually without refrigeration.
That's what it is. That's what it is. They don't. That's right. They don't treat them at the farm in Europe like we do here. They don't take away that coating. That's what it is. I think that's what it is, and I think it's a pasteurization process. But yeah, there you go. All right. Thank you, buddy boy. Thank you, Joaquin. And let's just go right down the line. Let's go to Mike in South Carolina. Good morning.
Good morning, TJ.
Hey, buddy.
I got to give a shout out to Bill and Tony, what they do behind the scenes. Round of applause.
Indeed. They are the best.
Yeah, now I want to talk about eggs. No, I'm not talking about eggs. No. What you do, hopefully it continues on. 2 nights a week, you've helped too many people on the radio with their, with their addictions.
Mm. Yeah.
And that cuts. And I've even said it before. I'll say it again. I've volunteered at soup kitchens on Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, after Sandy and this and that, I volunteered. I knew 5 people had died 9/11. 3 weeks later. They'll never forget the people I met. They'll never forget. All right, TJ.
All right, dude. Yes.
You gonna watch that movie, The Odd Couple today?
I think I'm in an Odd Couple mood. If I get up early enough and I've got but I know there's a couple of other films that have been recommended over the last few months here on the program, and I've got to look through I've got some sheets of paper that I wrote down the titles. Some people have made some great. Across 117th is a title of a film. And it's like it's not Crossing Delancey. It's something to do with Harlem. It's a movie from the 70s.
Across 110th Street.
Across 110th. Thank you, Tony. Tony just killing it this morning. Boom. I think that's what I'm going to watch. Across 110th Street. All right. There we go. Mike, South Carolina. Thank you, buddy. We'll talk to you next week. And, right down the line, Greg in Florham Park.
Oh, man, they already took my eggs out of the situation. But you know what? Because there was a protective situation on the eggs that protect them in Europe. But you know what? When it comes down to you and your wife,
yes,
on getting involved,
yes,
on being patriotic,
yes,
she can do like cream white. She doesn't have to be perfect white.
She can do like an off-white, like ivory.
Yeah, because you know what? Pure white is like virgin.
Right. Where's the laugh track? That doesn't.
That.
We're way beyond. Although, I mean, it is. Life does go on. I mean, maybe we could pretend. No, I'm just kidding.
You wanted to be as close as you possibly can.
Yeah. Ivory, we could do.
Or like a cream white or
cream.
Ivory.
Yeah, that would be nice. Plunging neckline. I mean, she's built this one. She's fabulous.
Well, you know what? That's entirely up to you and what you want anybody else in order to steal your wife from you from.
That'll never happen. Look, that's the one thing is I tell you what, over the course of 28 years, this girl, if she ever wanted, she had her opportunity to go. Nobody would have argued when I was in the middle of all my garbage. Nobody would have given her any help. She could have taken a fresh start. Now she's stuck with me. She can't go nowhere. Plus, we got these gorgeous girls. Our daughters are just the absolute best. So proud of my girls. All of them. All three of my girls, my wife and my daughters. All of them gifts of sobriety. Thank you, Greg. Thank you for calling in. Pamela! My Pamela! Good morning, Pam.
Good morning. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
And about eggs, you really need to refrigerate them. We were getting fresh eggs from somebody who had chickens, and she was not refrigerating them fast enough, and you could taste it.
Ick.
You definitely have to refrigerate it. And I'm part English. I can say this.
Yes.
And I know they've improved a lot. They had to teach their children in England how to eat non-white foods, for the school lunch program.
Right. My God, right.
They had to teach them how to eat green vegetables. And my father was anchored next to an English ship in World War II.
Right.
And the American sailors got off the ship and they said, "What's that smell?" And the sailors on the dock said, "It's that English ship over there. Their
ship
food,
with a P.
mutton."
With a P. Ship. Okay. Yes.
Oh, ship. Yeah. Yes, not to be misconstrued.
Exactly.
And because they eat mutton and everything, and that can smell odd at times.
Definitely.
But, and let's remember they gave us mad cow disease. Remember that little?
I know. I tell you what, I'm telling you, Pamela, you go over there, and to this day, almost all of them eat steak well done. They've got well done beef on the brain. Burgers. I mean, I would never have a burger in England, but I mean, 9 times out of 10, they go well to medium to well on everything beef. They have PTSD about mad cow disease. Pamela, I got to jump. I got to get to Sarah. Sarah, Sheep's Head Bay. Good morning. Welcome to Another Side.
Thank you. I'm giving you the information that I got more than 31 years ago from a Dr. Harry Blum, who specialized in the nose.
All right.
Right now, my left nostril's dripping, but I always worry about my right ear closing up on me.
Yes.
Go to a pharmacy and ask for a 3/5 ounce tube of beryllium.
Okay.
And buy a package of double-edged Q-tips, as I'm using that generically.
Okay.
Never take from one nostril to the other on anything.
Right. It'll cross-contaminate.
Right. It
Okay.
has everything you need. Toss it. Never use it second time.
Okay.
And that will clear everything up.
Sarah, you saved me.
I've been using it for 31 years.
Beryllium.
And get John Testamides to clean up your office and the microphone. Because since the beginning of October, everybody has been sounding
like flies.
Hazerick and nasal.
Oh, God bless you. Sarah, you are lovely. Thank you. It took to the end of the show to get the actual prescription from Dr. Sarah. I love that you listen to this station like you do, Sarah. Clearly you listen to all the hosts, all the shows, Mr. Katz. And by the way, my wife is very proud of me being on 77 WABC. My daughters are proud of me. And for that, I thank Mr. Katz, Chad Lopez, all the crew at Red Apple Audio, and specifically here in New York at 77 WABC, the biggest, the greatest, the grandest, the most famous of all. And I'm actually here a part of it alongside my buddies, Tony and Bill, everyone at 77, everyone around the country in the Red Apple Audio networks, and to every single one of you. This was a classic late night, early morning talk radio program we just did together, friends, family. We did it. A fantastic smorgasbord of all different topics and subjects. We got to know each other better this morning, and that just makes me look forward to next weekend even more. Great stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's Another Side of Midnight with TJ McCormack on the Red Apple Audio Networks. I'll see you next Saturday morning. Until then, I wish you all the luck in the world.
It's Another Side of Midnight, 77 WABC.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.